Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. Am I grateful to be here? Yes. Am I glad to be here? Absolutely. Have you ever grabbed a cat by the tail? Did you learn something? One of my favorite quotes from Mark Twain is, "A man who carries a cat by the tail learns something he can learn in no other way." Interesting. Learn by doing. Let's dig into that a little bit. Learn by doing. So let me ask you a question. You have a 1-day-year-old child and a 2-day-year-old child. Which one has more firsts? You're going to say the 1-year-old child because everything is first. Everything is new. All right, well, what about a 2-day-year-old child and a week old? Well, that 2-day-year-old child probably, because there's still more new than there is here. And you're going to progress out. What about a 1-year versus a 2-year? What about a 5-year-old versus a 10-year-old? They keep having more, or do they keep having more or less new experiences? And perhaps if you look at that over time, for some people, new experiences basically come to a halt. Now you can have new experiences. New experiences equal learning. You can have new learnings or new experiences in different areas of your life, socially, physically, intellectually, spiritually. These are all ways that you can have learning. But what happens if we arrive? See, the enemy of thriving is arriving. I remember years ago, I went just to go like this, couldn't do it because I hadn't done it for years. I'd done this. And it befuddled me. And as I thought about it, what other things have I stopped doing physically? And I know one thing, I know that I was very careful about how I took a golf ball out of the hole because it bothered my legs when I had problems with my knee or it bothered my back. And so I came up with alternative ways. And it dawned on me that I completely could not get into a catcher's crouch where you're on your knees and all the way on the bottom like this. Now I know you can't see me down here, but that's exactly the position that I'm in. And I could do it 100 times because I'm not arriving. And I continue to learn from that experience. Learning, arriving, doing, they all come together. I sat on a plane a week or so ago with sitting next to me was an 85-year-old man, a retiring orthodontist, a retired orthodontist, who said, "I didn't retire from life, I just retired from my practice." He says, "I then went to major university and began teaching advanced orthodontics so that the orthodontics would learn even more. They'd become even better." He says, "I loved it." He said, "It's just the beginning, isn't it?" He's 85. He says, "Let me show you some things." And he started showing me photographs. He picked up photography and he has become a professional photographer. I mean, his books are published. He's got pieces in corporate America. He has shows. And his ability, his learning to be able to see things that most people don't see, to align things that most people don't align with, just amazed me. And then he said, "Yeah, in order to grow, I've always wanted to learn how to speak Spanish. So I started speaking Spanish. I immersed myself for 3 years. And off he went talking Spanish. And he told me about when he went to Cuba and spoke Spanish. I mean, this has just happened in the last few years. And he went to Cuba and spoke Spanish and did all these photographs, walked the streets and had these amazing portraits that he had put together that makes you feel like you're just there. 85 years old, he's just beginning. He's just beginning. The enemy of thriving is arriving. Always walk through life as if you have something new to learn. And you will. I love Henry Ford's quote. "Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. And I know sometimes it's tough, but learning is a treasure that will follow its owner anywhere. Learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. But you've got to grab the cat's tail. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors." Let's grab the cat's tail, shall we? How can you grab a cat's tail this year? What can you learn this next week? What can you learn this year? What targets can you make? How can you stay in motion? How can you avoid arriving and just stay thriving? Let's have a meaningful week. I would love to hear your stories of grabbing the cat's tail. You've got them. Share them. Let us benefit from your stories. Share those stories. We'll put them out there. Have a meaningful week. Onward, upward, and outward. Talk to you next week.